new video. In this video, I am going to tell you about the basics of JavaScript so that you can learn JavaScript and make awesome projects in JavaScript. Let's get started. For this video, I have used the reference of this awesome website. There's a course of JavaScript featuring on this website. The name of this website is pranavfulkari.com. You can check the description for the link, and here's the interface. Okay, here's this website, and I am going to use the content of this website for this video to teach you the basics of JavaScript. You can also go and check. So guys, in order to properly learn something, you have to start at the beginning. You learn one concept at a time, process it, and move to the next. For example, when you learn Spanish, first you learn how to say como es. Well, I don't know Spanish, so hit this, como estas. But the next logical step is not to memorize every possible conjugation and irregularity of estar. It's probably to learn how to say me llamo. Well, I don't know Spanish. Okay, my name is. It means my name is. The big problem with many programming tutorials and guides is that they provide so much background information and want to cover every possible use case, but it ends up being overwhelming and uninteresting. If I see a huge block of code and I have no idea what's going on in it, I'm going to give up right away. The goal is to constantly be learning and absorbing information while feeling engaged and not overwhelmed. Well, the video is or this possible series is for those who have never used a programming language before but have some familiarity with HTML and CSS already. Okay, now JavaScript. JavaScript is a client-side programming language, which means it is executed in the user's web browser. This means you don't need to install anything to start writing JavaScript. Just Chrome, Firefox, Safari, or whatever you usually browse in. That's it. The browser is needed. And I would also recommend you. There are a few websites like CodePen and JS Fiddle. Okay, I'll just show you the interface, and you can use them for practicing JavaScript or writing JavaScript. Here is CodePen.in. Write a few lines of HTML code here, and it will be shown, the output will be shown right below, and then a CSS code, and these three files are integrated with each other. So whatever you write in them, they are linked to each other. And when you write some CSS code here, styling, then of course, and some JavaScript code here. Similarly, JS Fiddle gives you the same interface. Okay, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and the result out. Okay, so go and play with these website and check how they work. Now let's begin with our lesson, our first lesson. So we'll first see what are comments. Comments in any programming language are very useful. A comment is a note written in the code source with the purpose of explaining the code, right? And a comment usually does not have any effect on the code. A single line comment is written in JavaScript as two slashes followed by the comment itself, and a multi-line comment is written with a slash and asterisk. Comments can also be used to prevent certain code from running, which is known as commenting out the code. This is very useful for testing purpose. When you comment out some code, the code has no function because it has been commented out. Okay, now variables. A variable is a container used for storing data values. Okay, now data, whatever. Variables are created by typing var, where the keyword is var, followed by your unique variable name. A variable that has been created but not assigned a value is undefined. Okay, values that can be assigned to variables include data types such as numbers, strings, objects, and booleans. These are the data types present in JavaScript. Okay, we'll study them later. Variables names can contain letters and dollar sign characters also. The underscore and numbers but cannot begin with a number. That is, it should always be a letter. The convention in JavaScript variable naming is camel case. I'll explain camel case. What is camel case? That first word is lowercase and each following word is uppercase. That is, we'll see this variable name here, first name. First F is small and the next word, that is name, it has a uppercase. The first letter is uppercase, first name. That's the camel case convention of writing any variable name. And also one thing for the beginners, that a variable name can never be a function already used in JavaScript language, and it cannot be from a list of reserved JavaScript names. We'll see this example here. First name, that is a this variable is declared but not assigned a value. Now assign a value to this first name variable, first name equal to Karan. Now this variable is declared and assigned as well. A single quote Now a single equal signs is used to assign a value. In the above example, the value Karan is assigned to the variable first name. A semicolon ends a JavaScript statement like a period ends a sentence. Now we'll see what are data types. JavaScript data types include strings, numbers, booleans, and undefined, null, and objects. Okay, these are 6 types. Okay, and any data type that is not an object is known as primitive. That is a primitive data type. Okay, the first data type, we'll see the first data type, strings. A string is a series of characters. A string are encased in double quotes, that is they are enclosed in double quotes or single quotes might be, and both are acceptable in JavaScript. Both are valid declarations, but the string must begin and end with the same time. I'll explain this with an example. Okay, anything within quotes is a string. We have encased this string inside single quotes. Okay, and the next one is it can have single or double quotes as long as the both ends match. The string starts with a single quotation, then it must end with the single quotation, or either if it starts with double quotation, then it must end with double quotation. Now we'll assign this value, the string, to a variable, that is variable explanation is equal to anything within quotes is a string. Okay, anything within quotes is a string. It explains itself. Since a string starts and ends with quote, what if you want to quote within a string? There are two ways to take care of it. One is by using the opposite type of quotes. We'll explain this with an example. Okay, I am using a single quote within a double quoted string. This is the now it started with a double quote and ended with a double quote, but inside those double quote I am using one single quote, I am, for I am. Okay, and in the next example I am using a double quote, that is I can also use double quotes inside a single quote. I am using this double quote here inside this single. Okay, these all are acceptable in JavaScript. And if you must use the same type of quote as a string, use a backslash to escape the quote. That is, if I am using a single quote within a single quoted string, this is the backslash. It's called escape sequence. You might have learned it in C programming language or any other basic programming language. It's called backslash. Okay, it is used to escape these double quotes. For now we'll take double quotes. It also has many other functions, but that will be a later part. Okay, I can also use double quotes inside double quote by using escape sequences. Okay, backslash. Now let's move to numbers. A number is a numerical value up to 15 digits. Okay, in JavaScript it is a numerical value up to 15 digits, and number cannot contain fractions and must not be written with commas. And number can be written with or without decimals. It doesn't matter in JavaScript you are using decimals or not, but it will be number and nothing else, just the number. That's JavaScript has only one data type for numbers, that is number. It does not has float or integer like other programming languages. It treats these numbers equally. We'll take this example: variable number equal to 5 and variable big number equal to 5 many times, and variable sum equal to 1 plus 1. The variable sum now has the number of value of 2, that is this operation was performed and the sum was assigned value 2. Now the next type is NaN, that is not a number. It is a reserved word that stands for not a number, and we'll see this example: variable impossible equation. The name explains itself. K equal to 2 divided by string, but this is not possible. This impossible equation will be assigned a value NaN, that is not a number. And now we'll move to the next data type, that is booleans. Booleans are either true or false. In JavaScript, boolean has two values, true or false, where happy equal to true, where sad equal to false. And now the next data type is undefined. Undefined variable has been declared but not assigned a value. I previously told you this thing, that if a variable is declared but not assigned a value, it will be undefined, and this is a data type that is undefined. Okay, variable, undefined variable, here we have just declared this variable but not defined it, and then therefore that is undefined. Okay, now the next type is null. Null is the intentional absence of an object value, unlike undefined data types. Null is a value that represents nothing. Okay, you can assign a null to any variable and it will be a null variable. That means it has nothing stored in it. It is non-existent variable. Now the important data type, that is objects. We'll move to objects. An object is a collection of keys and value pairs. An object have properties and methods also. A property is a characteristic of the object and a method is a task that the object performs. The contents of an object are contained within curly brackets and they are separated by commas, and each of the suppose we take here name, Karan, and this is an object literal. These object literals are separated by commas. Here we'll see variable example object. This is an empty object, okay, initialized with an object literal, and the next example is variable person, and this is an object where one key is name and the value is Karan, and another key is age and the value is 20. So these are key value pairs, and this name Karan is an object literal, okay. And in this above example, person is the object, name is the key, Karan is the value. And for getting this value like this Karan and 20, for getting these values you have to use a dot operator. You can get the property or method of an object that like person dot age, person dot name, and it will return the value like 20 and Karan. Variable my age equal to person dot age. So here 20 will be returned in variable my age. Okay, these are the objects. You can also have methods as well as properties inside this object. Now the next data type are arrays, and array stores multiple values into a single variable. Array is an object that can contain multiple different data types in a list. In JavaScript, the array can contain multiple data types, unlike any other programming language such as C has only one data type inside an array, but in JavaScript you can have multiple data types inside an array. When we define an array, the contents of an array are contained within straight brackets. As we saw, the contents of an object were in curly brackets, inside curly brackets, and in the case of array, the contents are inside straight brackets with commas between each item. Now we'll see example here, variable example array, and this is an empty array. It is initialized with an array literal, and the second example is variable beverages, and it has three values separated by commas, coffee, tea, and juice, and each value in an array is represented by a number beginning with 0. So you must always remember that counting in programming begins with 0. So in above example, coffee is at 0th index, tea is at first index, and juice is at second index. Counting begins with 0 in programming, always remember that. If we have to fetch the data of array, any value inside this array, so you have to use the indexing. So here a variable favorite beverage equal to beverages bracket 0, you are assigning a value into this variable favorite beverage, that is the first, that means 0th index is this coffee. First item in the beverages, that is coffee, is assigned into favorite beverage. I would have done tea because never mind. Now these were the basic data types. Now if we have to print something in JavaScript, there are multiple ways. One of the ways is console.log, and another way is using document.write. Many programming languages have an option to print an output using print. Like in C also, using print you can traditionally see the result of a statement or function or the contents of a variable. JavaScript doesn't have a built-in print or echo keyword like other languages, but in the very beginning I believe the simplest way to see the result of your JavaScript statement is by using console.log. It prints the value that give inside this console.log method in your terminal. In the example below, I will declare a simple variable, assign a string to it, and write the output of the variable to the HTML document. Okay, what we are doing is we are printing the value inside an HTML document instead of printing it on your console. If you want to print it on your console or terminal, you have to use console.log method. Now, of course, hello world is a tradition in computer programming in which the goal is to create an extremely simple program that outputs hello world. The intent is to verify that your environment is running properly and the correct syntax is being used. So see this following line of code here, variable greeting equal to hello world document.write greeting. So guys, this was the basic lesson on JavaScript. Now I hope you know the basics of JavaScript from this session, and you can implement it on further concepts of JavaScript, and you can go ahead to make some amazing projects in JavaScript. So guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and please do not forget to subscribe and share. Thank you.